China trained 1.6 trillion parameter AI model, but without a single NVIDIA chip. Apple publicly admitted that they cannot build an AI model in-house, so they went to Google. SpaceX just put $60 billion to purchase one of the most powerful AI coding tool in the world. And this is just 3 of the 10 stories that we are going to be talking about it today. Stay tuned, where I'm going to be telling you what actually happened this week. Stick with me until the end, where I'm saving the most important hardware story for the last. And once you understand it, the whole wheel looks different. Here's the frame for these 10 days. Every major AI lab has either launched something new or moved somewhere else or got outmaneuvered by something they weren't watching. The AI model race isn't over, but this week it made it clear the model isn't their whole game. It's the distribution, the hardware underneath it, and the geography of where the whole AI runs. That's where the real competition lies. And let me take you through it. Start here, because this one story can change everything, how you read everything this week. So DeepSeek launched V4, two variants, V4 Pro and V4 Flash. V4 Pro now was being trained using 1.6 trillion parameters, whereas V4 Flash was with 284 billion parameters in total. But what's more interesting is when it comes to the benchmark. V4 Pro hit Codeforce's 3206 LO, the highest competitive programming rating any model has posted, by beating GPT 5.4. And one of the most advantage that DeepSeek V4 has got is in its pricing. V4 Pro has been rated 17 cents for 1 million tokens. That means it has a competitive advantage in the pricing sector, where by providing 1/7 the cost of what GPT 5.5 Pro has been doing it. This would be a much more advantage for small business owners or medium owners, where they could deploy multiple agents working 24/7 with low cost. It has partnered with Huawei, which confirmed it supplied its Supernode technology for V4's training. Supernode links clusters of Accent 950 chips together to a very high bandwidth, so that all the chips can act as a one giant chip. And they were able to train 1.5 trillion parameters without using any NVIDIA chips. This was all being trained under China has proven now that it can train 1.5 trillion parameters and can excel the benchmark by beating GPT 5.4. So we cannot now ignore any country, and not China especially, because they would be planning something big, and once they launch, the whole market will look into it. Now let us see what the China has planned for the future. Apple, the most secretive consumer technologies in the world. Apple has never publicly admitted that it needs a partner for its hardware core capabilities. In Google Cloud Next 2026 event, Google Cloud CEO Thomas Kurian has publicly confirmed that they are now going to partner with Apple in its Apple Intelligence and Siri. So the the model will not be running in Google Cloud, but rather in Apple's infrastructure server. For this, Apple is now paying $1 billion every year. Apple is also planning to launch its own AI server and its AI model chips under the code named Ultra, which they're planning to launch in the year 2027. So Gemini will be acting as a bridge until and unless Ultra will not be built and launched. This is one of the most architectural strategy of the Apple, because they have already failed in Apple Intelligence before. So they don't want to make that mistake again. So they have done a detailed research by testing Anthropic Cloud, OpenAI ChatGPT, and Gemini, and finally they have logged Gemini in its partner. Let us see how this is gonna perform, and what is your thought about Ultra? Is it gonna be the next Anthropic Cloud, or is it going to be the next Apple intelligence? Do drop your comments below. SpaceX struck a deal that restructured the entire AI coding market in one move. SpaceX just paid Cursor's parent company Anysphere $10 billion for collaborative work and is making a deal to acquire Cursor for $60 billion once SpaceX IPO has been done. If this comes true, this would be one of the largest investment that would be logged in AI coding firm. So now there will be a three move: SpaceX with Cursor, Anthropic for Claude Code and Claude Cowork, and OpenAI for Codex. XAI launched Grok Think Fast 1.0. It's a voice AI agent for Grok, which is built for complex multi-step workflows. There has been the first model that is been released by Meta Intelligence Labs, and it's named Muse Spark. It is after the failure of Llama that the Meta has launched this model. So I have personally tried this for 1 week, and I will clearly tell you what are the strengths and weaknesses I faced. And this is purely my perspective and what I felt it, just nothing what's in the web. So the first strength was it does not need any API or MCP to get into Instagram and Threads. So you can directly access whatever information that you need. So what I did was I wanted to research what are the trending topics about AI and what are the strategies that I need to use in order to boost my views and shares. So it asked me a set of competitors that it wants to check. So I gave it to competitors, and it after 5 to 10 minutes it gave me a detailed PDF with set of reels that was being the highest in their Instagram page, and it was and when I click it, it directly took me to that particular reel. So it gave me a research kind of an access. And the weakness what I felt was the image generation that was being given by this Muse Spark. It's not up to the mark. When I compare it with image generation 2 and Nano Banana, this one comes the least for me. So let us see, this is just a first updation that is being released. Let us see as the time goes by. For them to build this model, they have screen recorded 80,000 of their employees. They have recorded their workflows, their systems, their processes, and was able to interrupt pattern breakdown, and then they built this model. And on a contradictory side, they also laid off 6,000 to 8,000 of their employees. Anthropic has launched Claude for creative work. It has now updated its MCP with 9 more connectors. Imagine MCP as a key to get into other platforms' door. For example, if I wanted to get into Instagram, or if I want to get into YouTube and access the information from there, I need a key to get into that, and that is called MCP. And now it has gained an MCP of 9 integrations. That includes all the Adobe Creative Cloud, which includes Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe Design, Illustrator, etc. And other one includes Blender, Autodesk Fusion, Ableton, Splice, Resilium. So these are all creative models, creative softwares, and now you would be able to edit your photos, your videos using these MCP connectors. So now it's time to close the loop which I opened it in the beginning. So Chinese AI markets is secretly capturing the overall economy. Xiaomi, which is an smartphone industry, which is a smartphone company, has launched an open source model named Mimo V2.5, and comparing to the benchmark of GDP Valve, which is one of the highest benchmark in AI models, it has been one of the top open source platforms in the world. And there are 5 other Chinese frontier class which was launched within less than 6 weeks. I would name them right now for you. It is DeepSeek V4, Qwen 3 Max Thinking from Alibaba, DeepSeek OCR2, Kimi K2.6 from Moonshot AI, Xiaomi Mimo V2.5. These many models got released with less than 6 weeks. It means that Chinese is secretly capturing the market in terms of AI. And this is not the loop that I was talking about. I wanted to talk about Linkerbot. It's a company based in Beijing. What it does is it does dexterous hands. So imagine the physical grippers for robotic systems to synchronize with real world and stuff. It has captured around 80% of the global economy. Not a majority, but the only monopoly who has captured the robotic market. So when everyone is chasing for AI models, chasing benchmarks, chasing GDP wall, Chinese market found a gap, found a loophole, and because of that, they captured the 80% of the global robotic system of the video. If you like this and want more kind of videos where I talk about how solopreneurs, startup founders could use AI to turn into C-suite executive, and if you want yourself to be in the top 1% in AI industry, do subscribe to my channel so that you will be notified with such videos.